Okay, so we did a color blindness problem. We would be remiss if we did not also do one that was on hemophilia. So again, remember the first step in any pedigree problem is you're going to first look for any indication that what you're looking at is either X-linked or if it's saying anything about hemophilia or color blindness, because if it is, you already know that you're in an X-linked recessive. So sure enough, this pedigree is talking about hemophilia. So already you know that this is an X-linked recessive disease. So for this question, you can just put, hey, it's X-linked recessive, because you already know that. You already know that that's how hemophilia is inherited. So before you go any further, just like before, start writing out your genotypes and phenotypes so that you have them readily available to you. So for hemophilia, this is an X-linked disease, so we're going to be in X's and Y's. So let's draw our boys first. XY, XX for females, XX for female, XX for female. Okay, and again, I'll be putting the normal alleles in just a black color and the disease alleles in the red, just so I can keep it straight. So for boys, remember that we have two options. They can either carry the normal allele, which in this case is going to be an uppercase H, and so this person would have no hemophilia. He would be normal. So however you want to write that. But if the boy has one lowercase h, this would give this person hemophilia. So we're just going to write hemo for short. So for the girls, I have a bunch of different options. I can have homozygous uppercase H, in which case she is normal. And I can also have a mixture of allele where she has one uppercase H and one lowercase h. And in that instance, she has that special name. She's a carrier. And then I can also have a female that has two lowercase alleles, and in which case she would be also a hemophiliac. So again, the first thing that you're going to want to do is start to label, your genotypes for people. So before you probably want to do that, you're going to focus on who they're asking you for. So they're asking you for Beatrice, who is over here. They're asking you for Alexis, who is over here. And they're also asking you for Albert, who is at the top up here. Okay, so luckily, the genotypes for boys are easiest in an X-linked recessive, because if they don't have the disease, you know that they have the uppercase version, the dominant normal version. And if they do have the disease, their genotype has to be X lowercase y. It can't be any other way. So let's start with Alexis. He's XY. Because he's affected, we know he has the lowercase allele. For Albert, because he is unaffected, we know that he is XY. And we know that he has to have the uppercase H. It can't be any other way. He has to have the uppercase H because he does not have hemophilia. Now, Beatrice is a little bit more complicated, right? Because she's definitely going to be XX, but some of our females who are unaffected can be carriers. So let's go ahead and fill out the parts of this little family tree that we do know. So this boy is XY, this boy is XY, and this girl is XX. So for these two boys, because they are affected, because they have hemophilia, they have to have the lowercase h. So we're going to put that here. So now, in order to figure out what Beatrice is, we're going to have to draw a Punnett square. So I'm going to erase this. And so on your papers, don't erase it, have it somewhere so that you can reference it. But do leave some room for yourself somewhere to draw all the Punnett squares. So we're just going to get rid of all this. Erase, 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 erase. Okay. So let's draw a Punnett square for this little family right here. And notice that we don't have any information for Dad. So and we kind of don't need it. So we know that dad is XY. And let's put Beatrice here on the side. So she's going to be XX. And let's go ahead and put our two boys, or at least one of our two boys. So we have an XY. We would have two XYs. So we know that our boys have, at least one of them, or both of them have this lowercase h. And what we know about Beatrice is that she has to have at least one uppercase H for her to not have hemophilia. So for her, one of her sons to get hemophilia and for her to not have the disease, she would need to be a carrier. So for Beatrice, she has to be XH, X lowercase h. She has to be a carrier because there's no way her sons could have this disease if she was not a carrier for that. And that is how you handle those kinds of problems.